Good evening, Jeopardy fans. And once again, we are live here on hashtag Jeopardy Live Panel, presented by thejeopardyfan.com. Once again, and as always, I am Andy Saunders, and I will be moderating tonight's discussion. We've got two champions from the past week of Jeopardy. Congratulations to you both. I'll introduce you both in just a second. First up, as always, I introduce by when you first appeared on the show. So my first introduction this evening, welcome and congratulations to Donna Brown.
Hi.
Glad you're with us. And also defeating Donna on Christmas Day. Welcome and congratulations, Natalie Ballas.
Hi.
Cool.
I'm glad that both of you were able to join me tonight. As always, if you've got a comment for tonight's panel, you can leave it on Twitter using the hashtag Jeopardy Live Panel. I do keep an eye on Twitter as we go. And we also have a YouTube live chat. Often people leave their messages there. If I like the message, I'll read it out for the panel. That's all on how that works. So,
no mean tweets.
Pardon me, sorry?
No mean tweets.
No mean tweets. I decided that, I tried that once or twice, having people read mean tweets, but it was like, nah, I don't really like it. It doesn't really fit very well. I know some of the late night shows do it, but that's something that I've done and didn't really like too much. So let's get things started with my first question. I think it's a good spot to start. It's my usual first question because it seems like everyone kind of, or at least most Jeopardy players, start out as Jeopardy fans. And most Jeopardy fans almost have an origin story, as it were, where, they have that moment where where they become Jeopardy fans. So Donna and Natalie, how did you both become Jeopardy fans?
I think, well, my mom's an English teacher, so we were really into quiz shows, and she was on Sale of the Century. I don't know if you remember that. So we have like a game show history.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I just kind of grew up watching maybe more TV than I should have, and my father was really into trivia. Just kind of knows a ton of just random information, and that just got passed along to me fairly organically. So I don't really remember a time when I didn't really watch Jeopardy. I was probably more into it in high school, and honestly, I was better at it when I was in high school. I was actually taking the courses, but I'm sciencey now, so I'm not really in the big base. But yeah,
that's important stuff.
I don't think we can count anything as being more important than one another, but I'm not as well rounded anymore.
Oh, I know what you mean.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, trivia is something I'm into. We were born trivia.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense, and certainly an excellent start to the panel for sure. So you guys, the both of you had a bit of a unique experience in terms of airing on a holiday, and a holiday upon which Jeopardy gets preempted in a lot of spots. So what's it like airing on Christmas Day?
Well, there was no real precedent, so I didn't really. I thought that we might be preempted, and I was okay with that because I lost. But my husband found out that it was just going to be preempted by basketball. Was it like that for you, Natalie?
No, we actually didn't. Well, we got moved to 8:30, but yeah. I'm originally from West Virginia, so like the whole East Coast got preempted. So that kind of stunk, but I had a link so I could send it to people. But, I figured it would be preempted, and I was very worried about losing very badly. So it took a lot of pressure off me because I figured no one would, and I figured I wouldn't even have to tell anybody if it was really bad.
Oh, you're fine.
So, when it ended up working out obviously much better than you expected, Natalie, how did that, come about when you...
Yeah, I was bummed I was preempted. Like everybody missed. Yeah. There'll be a rerun eventually, right? Like in the summer.
Well, if
how does that work, Andy?
Okay, well, in terms of reruns, you've got next year. The daytime they have something called daytime Jeopardy, and so that'll air at some point. Well, if they have daytime, it usually airs, earlier in the day. Sometimes mid afternoon in some spots, and basically this will be the. I'm not specifically sure which day it would air, but the corresponding week of the season 1 year later. So it'll probably air I'm not sure of the late 2018 calendar, but probably around Christmas time next year in daytime.
I hope it doesn't get preempted.
Yeah, right.
and Donna, this might actually happen with your first game because you won so much money. But often what will happen the following season on Saturdays, the Saturday game, they'll pick and choose, either very competitive games or high scoring games or long runs of champions.
Oh.
So they'll pick, because they've got 52 Saturdays to fill. So they'll pick what they think are the 52 best episodes from the previous season and run them the next year on Saturdays.
Oh, well, that makes sense. And I was a polarizing contestant.
How did you both find the internet in terms of the various discussion of your games?
Say Donna can start.
No, okay, so on the 22nd I was working, and then I kind of forgotten my show had aired on the East Coast, so I just kind of like opened the Twitter and kind of like looked at it side-eyed, and then got closer to her, and it was just like, Donna is so annoying. Donna has a high-pitched squeaky voice. Donna, blah, 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 blah. She's cocky. So I just kind of turned away and went back to work. And then my brother preserved some like nice tweets for me. Yes.
Oh,
I know. How's it been?
Well, it wasn't that bad. So I'm a big Redditor. I mean, I know we had talked about that on tape day. Sorry guys, if you could hear my dog. One of three. Oh, they're all going now.
Dogs are more than welcome on hashtag Jeopardy.
Oh my God, there's somebody at the door. I think I might have to like go into my garage. All right, can you guys hear me though?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna talk over the dogs. So I made an alt account on Reddit before stuff went because I didn't really want people talking behind my back. And I didn't really do a lot with Twitter, but finally I saw that Josh Gad just called me that contestant on something. So I was like, I'm gonna go to Twitter and I'm gonna tweet Josh Gad because my name is literally written like in large letters. And it's an easy name. Like super easy.
Yeah, it's pretty.
I got a lot. Yeah, I actually had issues. I don't know if you did, Donna, but I had a lot of Facebook interesting. A lot of random friend requests, and at first I was like accepting them because I'm like, oh, this is nice. People want to be my friend. And then I got some people like giving me nice messages, like congratulations, and then I just got some really weird ones. And one day I just totally trolled. You saw the troll.
Those were hilarious.
Yeah, there's this guy who always like asks people on Jeopardy, like women on Jeopardy, if they want to be part of like some calendar, and I just went with it. It was like the most fun I've ever had. It was good. It was a good time.
Yeah, it was had by all.
Yeah, but that was probably, I mean, it really wasn't that bad. Probably because I don't know, I'm kind of milquetoast anyway, but also probably because I was preempted, and then my second game was really boring. So,
was it Kevin? Was Kevin the winner on your second game?
No, Amy won.
Amy, yay!
Yeah, Kevin won the next day, right? Yeah, I left. I was horrible. I was tired, so I left after I lost.
Yeah,
I did. The day before. And I went out. I had a really good lunch, and then I went to Beverly Hills and drank wine like all afternoon. It was so nice.
Was Diane Keaton there? No, she was not.
No, that was the night before Jeopardy. when Diane Keaton came to my table. I was like, it's a sign.
What was she wearing? Was she wearing a pantsuit?
She was wearing a houndstooth like dress coat and a top hat.
Like a Kate
Yeah.
thing?
Yeah, and then sunglasses. But this was Labor Day weekend, so it was very hot in LA, and she was wearing this ridiculous outfit. But yeah, she leaned like really close into our table and started talking about how nice the table was, to my husband. And then like I'm kind of looking back at her because I'm like, she's really close. And then I realized it's Diane Keaton. And then like she left, and my husband was like, was that Diane Keaton? I'm like, yeah. And then she came back over like 2 more times. So
the groundwork for hitting on him later.
Yeah, that's what I think. And you know what? I mean, she can have him. Give me some alimony. We'll be good. I mean, yeah. I'll share.
Alimony. Yeah, but after that, like I started a Reddit account just so I could like poke in every so often, but I'm really bad at internet, so I think I multi-posted a few times and it just went downhill.
You were fun on Reddit. It was fine.
Oh, okay.
The most important thing about doing presentations, though, is you have to give people like the questions to ask so you don't get like blindsided. So I feel like that's what we kind of had in our episode. We had the most random wagers, so we gave something for people to snark about so that they couldn't about other things.
I know, yeah. Somebody was like, it looks like Donna just wandered into the Jeopardy studio by accident.
Was that on? That feels like that feels like something that was on Twitter, or
yeah, somebody twatted it. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, they did tweet that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure where they were going with that, but here I am.
I'm not sure where they were going with that either. And here's the thing: people don't wander into the Jeopardy studio on accident and win $45,000.
I'd like to think so, but then that led to the next thing, which was that it was rigged. I got like some tweet was like, SJWs are fixing Jeopardy. There are too many black ladies on here. Blah 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 blah. And then like there's someone who was like, well, she would have to have known that if she were a disc jockey. So I think that was fixed. And then it just went downhill. Also, my show.
Well, if we're going into that, my wedding was Alice in Wonderland themed. Ooh, conspiracy. What? Yeah.
Somebody like dig into that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Who knows?
Yeah.
Was that one of the facts you gave?
No.
No. It was kind of spooky. Like I saw one comment. It was just like, well, Google says Donna blah 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 blah. I'm like, well, I went in there. I was like, yeah, it's all true. I don't know what you think you're gonna find, but they were gonna use that against you, Natalie.
Oh wow.
These things happen. I'm sure you look.
So, you kind of walked into my next question as you were kind of going through your that last discussion there in terms of give them something to talk about. And I think I've got to ask you both. You both certainly took significantly different paths in terms of aggression and or conservatism during Final Jeopardy and your choice of betting.
So yeah, basically you guys might not know this, but I know Donna from when we did our auditions, like our interview. We were in the same group and we were fast friends. So, and then I had spent, because they bring enough people to tape 6 shows and then tape 5 shows a day.
Yeah.
And you're randomly chosen. So I was brought on to one tape that didn't make it on. So I had spent the whole day with Donna as well. And I knew a lot about her play style. I knew a lot about her knowledge base. And I knew that she was an English major who just seemed to know everything. So I figured I really didn't want 3rd place. So looking at the other contestants what Charlie had, I decided that I just wager 0. Plus, I don't work that well under pressure sometimes. I get really nervous. So I figured I had the best chance of getting Final Jeopardy right if I didn't wager anything, which was kind of silly in retrospect because that's generally like my strength in Jeopardy. Like when I play, I can usually figure out Final Jeopardy, but I just wasn't sure how it was going to be this time around. And I mean, if the topic, like I told Donna, if the topic was like dentistry or biomedical engineering or something, I would probably have, bet the farm and thought I could never miss a question on it. So that was my thought process. There was a thought process.
Ironically enough, I probably would have had a similar reaction to Tuesday's Final Jeopardy category.
Yeah, at that point, I just didn't want to lose any more money. But yeah, I was like, Canada, come on, that's broad.
I always get like kind of lost in Canada. The only thing I could think of was none of it.
Yeah, and I actually have a really good friend who's a dentist in Canada. And I was like, if I miss this, because his whole thing was like, dentists already have it rough. Don't ruin our even more. So I was like, if I miss the Canada question, he'll never let me hear the end of it.
But yeah, I certainly would have considered making a wager similar to what Donna did on Monday, even more so, facing a category called Canada in Final Jeopardy. But
yeah, I was I think I was a tiny bit cocky on authors because I'm like, oh, I was an English major, so I guess it can't be that bad. And then also my husband went over, like when we were at the airport the night before my flight, he came to the airport with me and we just stayed up all night going over like betting techniques because he's a math genius and he showed me how to wager and stuff. And it just went all, like and The Hangover where Zach Galifianakis is in the casino and she's like, whoop! That's what happened.
Yeah.
Like I'll just pick some of it and it was the wrong amount. Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean that happens, as I think I mentioned on Twitter after it happened, that often in that situation there, Donna, the leader will bet too much, like a good 8% of the time, and this was just one of those times it happened.
Yep. Living 8% or 80%?
8%.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, 8% of the time where the leader will bet too much in that sort of a situation.
Yeah, I don't know why I didn't bet like more on the first game because I mean it was like super obvious. But I mean, if you are a disc jockey, I guess. But
I didn't know Fridays. I had no idea.
I saw
playing it at home. Yeah, playing it at home. I would have gotten to Island Records around 10 seconds.
I'm sorry, Am. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Yeah,
yes.
I can hear you.
Yes.
Okay. I'm hearing myself in Natalie's.
Oh, do you need me to like mute you somehow? Am I doing something wrong? That's probably the case.
Maybe let's think about this. Do you happen to have earphones or something like that?
I do. Here, I'll run and get them. I'll be right back.
While we're waiting for Natalie, I'm going to kind of go back to your first game a little bit, Donna, and ask you a little bit about the 2 daily doubles that you bet really, really big on.
Yeah, it was a blur. It was literally a blur with no oasis. I figured what was the first one? Bull?
The first one was in Charging Bull.
Yeah, so I thought it might be like Ferdinand or Pamplona or like what was the other thing? What's another thing that bulls do? It's video. Like that Luke movie 8 Seconds or like that. So I had a good chance. Hey, it's Natalie.
Oh. Natalie just accidentally disconnected. She'll be back in a second, I'm sure. So yeah, Charging Bull was first, and that was, again, you were down significantly to Johnny at that point, 9,800 to 17,000. Welcome back, Natalie.
Sorry. Can you guys hear me still?
Yes, we can.
All right, cool. Hopefully
Perfect.
this is better. Sorry about that.
That's okay. Yeah, so go ahead, Donna.
Oh, no, that's it. And then with the other one, I really don't know what I was thinking, but I just figured I'd go for it.
Half your, certainly I think that was one way of getting a lot of people on your side, because I think a lot of people on the internet generally cheer for those who, make the big bets.
Oh, cool. I was just trying to catch up.
Hey, you know what? It worked out for you. 45-6 isn't the record for somebody's first win on Jeopardy, but it's certainly the record is 50,000 for someone's first game.
Oh.
So it's pretty close.
Nice.
But
score for a black lady that month, probably.
I would say so. Yes, absolutely. So, Natalie, what was it like up on stage as the Final Jeopardy is ending, and you've got the judges, as it were, trying to determine whether or not Carrie's response is acceptable?
Well, I knew I was losing at that point, and I was so that was was what it was. But I just felt really bad for Carrie. Carrie was the other person who didn't make it the first day, so I spent the day before with him the whole day and got to know him, somebody in that respect. And he was just a really awesome guy. And of course, Amy's lovely too. But I felt bad for Carrie, because it was one of those things where, yeah, he was incorrect. But like sometimes those things get a little technical, but he knew what was going on, because I looked at him and I was like, what's happening? And he was like, they're questioning my answer. So he knew, and he came to terms with it before it happened. Yeah. So it is what it is, but I felt bad for him.
There were a small group of people who felt, that the judges screwed up on that one. But of course, every time the judges make a judgment call, there are usually people who disagree with the judges, I have found.
Yeah. And I mean, there's a lot of money involved, but I do agree with the judges, and I believe Carrie did as well. It's not plural, and I know people were saying, no, he just spelled it wrong, but it looked
yeah.
So
I think they were trying to come up with these people on the internet were trying to come up with some sort of reason why he should have won, and not just be like, yes, he did say territories. And
oh, Andy, what do you think about the Book of Mormon kerfuffle?
Oh yeah.
What do I think about the Book of Mormon? I mean, it's an article in the middle of the word that was wrong. That's
It kind of makes a difference, though. Jesus Christ, it's not Jesus Christ, Dan. But yeah. I wonder if you could put Mormons, and that would be okay.
I bet you could.
I bet you. I would say that putting Mormons or putting LDS Church, I think both of those would have been, or Mormon Church. I'm reasonably certain that all three of those would have been accepted. I saw one or two people, trying to make a distinction between Mormons and LDS, and I'm like, nope. Granted, there has been some hair splitting going on recently by the judges, but I think that that might have been a bridge too far, even for the judges.
Well,
So go ahead. Sorry.
oh no. It's just kind of like wrapping up my thought process, but I have. Go ahead.
Okay. So, being that you both got a chance to make it to the end of a taping week, the previous not December 25th through 29th, but the previous weeks of worth of episodes, you both got the chance to have lunch on Sony's dime at the commissary. So
Yeah, that was the highlight of the day.
Kinda, yeah.
It's a long day.
So what did you guys have for lunch?
I can't remember. I think it was just like a pasta salad or something. Because
I had a salad and I had a hamburger, and I ran out of money, and Donna had to help me.
Oh, kind of weird thing at the register with Maggie.
Yep.
Yeah, Maggie had to spot us because
Yeah.
I got too much food. I wanted both. I wanted a salad and a hamburger. And then I ate like 3 bites of it because that's what I do. I just waste food. Very horrible of me.
No, you're nervous, but yeah, I would say that your dental floss saved me.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, dental floss and Altoids.
Yeah. They gave me the
So, how did you guys both find the signaling device?
Horrible.
yeah.
I never got to play video games as a kid. Looking at you, Mom, even though you're not watching. But seriously, like it was tough and was really tough. It got to the point where I was just trying to buzz before I thought of the answer because Carrie was very good at the buzzer as well, but I did practice rounds with Amy and I got so frustrated because she could just get in so quickly. She was very, very good with the buzzer, and I know she got like some flack about it, but she was, paid off. She's very, very good at it.
Ain't good. I don't understand.
Oh, people were like, I guess she was like loud on the buzzer. I don't know.
Wait.
People are going to find anything to be annoyed about.
Anything. If I had, in on Charlie's Harry the Spy thing, I probably would never have gotten anywhere because I had a hard time with it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was tough. It was actually like you could see me in the second game, like I'm like making frustrated faces and things, but I would like hold it with both hands at like one point. I just wasn't very good with it. Yeah,
I'm left-handed, but I decided that it was going to be easier somehow doing it with the right hand. But I don't know what I'm thinking like 80% of the time.
So one comment going back to the lunch question for Matt Carberry on the hashtag ran out of money. That's quite the opposite of some other contestants who get candy bars piled on their trays because they didn't spend their voucher.
I don't know. I've got champagne taste, guys. I don't know. I wanted a hamburger and I wanted a salad and it weighed too much. More than $12 or whatever it was. Or voucher was.
I spent all mine on juice.
You take a juice.
Yeah,
juice.
Off the chain.
Mm-hmm.
So now you guys mentioned you taped back in September.
Mm-hmm.
So how different has it been watching this season? Because the entire season has aired since you've taped.
Mm-hmm.
So how different has it been watching this season's worth of games, having been a contestant, having been in the studio, kind of knowing how things go on behind the scenes? How different is it watching now?
Go ahead, Natalie.
Oh, I don't have much to say. I was a little burned out, so I haven't been watching it much. I watched it starting on the shows that I actually was there for taping, because I knew those people and I was excited. And I watched a little with Austin Rogers, but I don't know. I've been really getting into kind of like spinning class that ends like right when Jeopardy begins, so I miss it a lot. But I hope I'll get back into it. It's just I don't know. I just got a little Jeopardy'd out, but I'll come back there. I'll get back.
Yeah. I liked watching the ones with Austin because he was a hipster like me, and also he looked like that guy from that band LCD Sound System that I like. So, so that was okay. But then I started getting tweets about how I was like that I was the Black Lady Austin, and that was confusing because I'm
well, it should be flattering, like you're a strong player. I think.
Oh, yeah, I like him.
Yeah, that's how I would take it.
Oh, okay. I can't even tell anymore.
Yeah, just take them all as positive.
Yeah, I think I mean, I can't obviously speak for you, but I think I'm with Natalie. I think I would take that as positive too. Another comment regarding lunch from Pasha Patterson. The salads are charged by weight. It's entirely too easy to blow the whole voucher on a good salad.
Yes.
He's
yeah.
right.
And I mean, I put like nuts and stuff on it. And at the time, I was, gosh, I'm going to sound like weird. I was like on the keto thing. Not anymore. But it was like, you know, the only diet I could still drink red wine with. And now I sound like a wino too. But I like wine. It's great. Haven't had any today though. But yeah, so I like put like some seeds and stuff because like I was limited with what I could eat. I could like eat a burger without the patty, and I could eat that stuff. So it was what it was. But yeah, it was 20 cents over the voucher or something like that. It was annoying. Oh well.
But you're a champion. That's the important thing.
Yes.
Yeah, right. I needed that energy to get me through to that day anyway. So
yeah, it was weird.
But, yeah, it was. You know what? I didn't sleep very well the night before.
Oh, I didn't either. On that maybe.
Yeah, and I woke up and I did not feel like myself. I didn't feel good. So I'm actually really glad because when I went in for the second day, I was like ready. I knew I obviously wasn't the returning champion, but like I felt like I knew what was going on and I knew the people by that point. And I felt a lot more confident. But the first day I just felt in over my head. So I'm really glad I didn't go on the first day.
Yeah, I would have stayed for yours. Or come in for yours rather, but it was just all a blur. So I just kind of.
Yeah, no, like I said, I pieced. I was like, I'm tired. I have been here a long time, and yeah, I it's time to leave and eat something.
Yeah, yeah.
No, I thought I read a story somewhere on the internet. It might have been Reddit out of you, Natalie, about the hotel bar after taping.
Oh yeah, good times. So, again, gosh, I don't drink that much. Yeah, so basically, yeah, after taping, I had the lunch, and then I went to Beverly Hills, and I went to Tiffany and walked around, and then I later that evening after dinner, I can't remember where we ate. We were at the hotel bar because you got little vouchers for a free drink at the hotel bar, and I was like, all right, these are free, so we're gonna use them. Yeah. And I guess I did get a little overserved that evening, and I thought I saw Kevin. And Kevin was like so much fun. He was like such a cool guy. So I was like, Kevin! And I like put my arm around him. I was like, hey! And this guy looks at me and he's like, I'm not Kevin. It was just like a heavy set man. It's all right. It was funny. But yeah, it was a good time, and it was a tough plane ride back the next day, but I survived.
Yeah. I went down. I was gonna say I went to Amoeba with my brother, and that was great. Ian.
Oh, actually, your brother was at the bar that night too. That's right.
Flux, yeah.
Yeah, and I tried to find you on Facebook with him. Yeah, I remember it all. I do.
Yeah, he doesn't do Facebook. He's
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I think I sent you an email. I might have.
I found it.
No.
I just sort of, but then I was like, maybe she just doesn't want to be found. But then there you are.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And now the women have group has found us, and it's kind of saving my life, TBH, because we have people that like talk to about like stalkers and creepers and stuff.
It's sad that it has to exist, but
Yeah.
but I'm happy to go after anybody you need me to, because that's fun for me. So
Well, I think there was the lady who said punch Donna in the face, hashtag shut the fuck up. But
well, that's not even witty.
it's
like
not, it is not.
It's not even good.
Not even trying.
Evil.
There were one or two people. There was actually somebody who got suspended from Twitter after going after Amy last week. So,
Really?
Well, good. They should. People are just.
yeah.
They went that hard after poor Amy?
They went that hard after poor Amy that they
They were
got
horrible.
suspended. That they got suspended from Twitter.
Was it because she went to Wellesley? People were very upset that she went to Wellesley for some reason.
I don't get it.
No, it was voice issues, and then like I said, the buzzer thing. It's so stupid things, and you know what? They're not on Jeopardy. Just saying.
That's right. By golly. Well, he found that much content to spew about Amy's voice.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
yeah. No,
God.
you should look. Like it's just like.
Mm.
Because I looked, because I was like, oh, maybe people are saying stuff about me. Nope.
Heck no.
Flying under the radar.
It's 'cause
So, sorry, go ahead.
oh no, I was saying Natalie's a normal person, so she did not bear the brunt of it.
Well, everybody's a normal person.
Oh, you got a point there.
I just am quiet.
So, did Alex talk to you about what you thought he talked to you about?
For me, yes. I didn't really have that many good stories, and there were ones I would have been happy to talk about, but they were like, "Yeah, no, we're not talking about those." So, yeah, no, they went down the line. And actually, the funny thing was, like, I was talking about the haunted,
Yeah, your
office. Yeah, and I mean, I don't believe in that stuff anyway, but Karina was asking me more about it, and I was like, oh yeah, well, there was like this murder suicide back in the 50s, and she was like, don't say that on TV. Sorry, I'm an overshare. That was pretty interesting.
It is, isn't it? I would have gone into it. I didn't think that he was going to ask about my husband. I mean, my husband's interesting, and I think I am too. But I tried to put some boring stuff in there, but he just went in there with the noise. I was like, oh, okay, we'll talk about noise.
Yeah, I thought the powerlifting thing was the most boring thing about me.
Apparently not.
To be honest, and they were like all about it, and I'm like, all right, we can talk about it, sure.
You can lift twice an hour.
Lift stuff off the ground.
Yep.
Oh yeah, I mean anyone can. Just have to work with it at it, but.
Like, that's my fetish, apparently. That is one's fetish.
So moving on. Were there any categories that you wish you'd seen in your game and played during the week?
Oh yeah, but I can't think of it right now. Gosh, can you think of one, Donna? Like there was one that I was like, why did they? I would have known this like the back of my hand. I think there was one with fashion that and the rhyming. I really like wordplay ones.
Yeah, I like before and afters too. Let's see.
Yeah, I do too.
Airport codes. I was kind of bummed because one of my jobs, I work at a cruise line and I book flights for people.
Yes, you knew all of those. Yeah.
Well, I didn't know Nantucket because we don't really have a lot of people come out of Nantucket. They usually come out of like Islip or something. I was like, I should know these tiny airports, but no, it eluded me.
All right.
My mom's a big Doonesbury fan, so I feel I was kind of disappointed her.
Oh.
Well, yeah, I mean, that was kind of a weird category. Maybe it was just arguably before my time. I don't know, but that was. I never read Doonesbury. Like when I was a kid, I would read comics, and I would purposefully skip over Doonesbury. That was really just my comeuppance for not being thorough.
Well, I wasn't reading in the 90s because I was doing like college stuff, but I feel like, well, I read a whole bunch when I was little, but then all the important presidential icons like the waffle and stuff, that's really where I need to come in on the clutch, and I did not.
Yeah, I don't even pretend to think I knew that. I mean, I didn't get buzzed in on time for like, I knew some of the answers, but not that one.
Yeah.
I know that playing along at home myself, I struggled. A, because Canadian. B, because I am the same boat. When I was in the comics, I just skipped over Doonesbury.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
And,
where was Kathy? I know all about Kathy. Blondie? Like, I can do those.
Deep cuts. Yeah.
Family Circle.
Calvin and Hobbes. They need a category on Calvin and Hobbes.
I've read, I have, I think it's back at home with my parents, but yeah, I have like all of Calvin and Hobbes. Love them.
I had
not too much Doonesbury.
Well, I've been like Mad Magazine books. That's how I learned stuff. Oh, I know.
So, was there anything you thought that I might ask tonight and haven't yet? Or do you have any questions for each other? Or for me?
You know, I'll probably have someone. Hey, Natalie, has any of your dental patients noticed your TV status?
Yeah, well, they were several actually, but I guess you know how like different communities have their own little like pages and stuff. Mm-hmm. So somebody posted it on there, and then one of my hygienists posted about it. So yeah, people saw it, but I had to call in a prescription for a patient on Tuesday, and when I called, like I usually just leave a message, and the pharmacist, I think it was the pharmacist, maybe the tech, called me back and was like, "Oh, hey, I saw you on TV last night. Good job." And I was like, "Oh, thanks. That's nice."
Yeah.
But then I've had some patients who watch it religiously, and they're like, "Oh, I didn't even realize that was Dr. Ballas." And I was like, "Thanks." I mean, I get that like I wear scrubs and no makeup all day, but like, come on.
I found out that my AP history teacher from high school was a previous winner earlier in the season.
Oh, how cool!
Dr. Kai. Yeah.
I think she was on a few, back in the spring, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. She had risen to administration. I didn't realize it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she was a principal when she was on.
Yeah, Richland School. Exactly 30 years.
Wow.
I know. Wow. That's crazy.
I'm kind of curious about Donna, since I mean, you're the Friday episode was, I mean, it was a good one. And you got some nice publicity from it. Are you getting recognized anywhere or anything like that?
I got recognized at my part-time job at the QFC cheese counter.
Mm-hmm. I know. That's why I love you. Cheese.
I know. We got it. It's called Grand Noir. It's a blue cheese from Germany, which is confusing because it's in French. Oh, Germany. But yeah, it's a really good, like solid, strong blue cheese.
Ooh. Yeah, one of my hygienists who just retired, she brought me back some cheese from Germany. So I am making my way through the wheel.
Oh, nice. What kind?
Mm-hmm. It's very good. I don't know. It's just this cheese. Like the guy makes one kind of cheese. And it's I mean, it's just like a farmstead, farmhouse cheese. It's delicious.
You didn't have any trouble, like she didn't have trouble importing it or whatever?
No. I mean, I didn't ask, but it made it back. I don't know how. I mean, I don't see her like smuggling or anything. Didn't come in a balloon. I mean,
I read this New York Times.
All right.
He tried to smuggle some mortadella in his bag, and that didn't work out.
Ooh.
Yeah. Food is serious.
Yeah.
But I was surprised that people didn't like make fun of my appearance, because that's usually where people go first. But luckily, I staved them off with my voice.
I think everybody gets, I mean, I think that's just a common worry. I was concerned about that as well. And I think it's sad that we have to worry about those things. I will say I can be fairly snarky, and it made me take a deep look inside myself. Because I'm like, these people are people. I'll never say anything mean about someone's appearance again until, you know, the Oscars come around, because people wear weird clothes.
Everyone's supposed to wear black. I feel like it's not going to happen, but theoretically. Yeah. I'm glad Mom got her wish, which was to dress me on television.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. See, I chose my own outfit on Christmas, and look what happened.
Okay, so this is actually kind of funny because Mitch, the mic guy, had trouble miking me for reasons, and so yeah, for reasons. And we finally got for the second episode, he was like, well, I actually think I can hook it to the back of your dress because your hair will cover it. But it was like kind of hanging off a little bit. So he was like, now, are you going to be comfortable enough? And I'm like, yeah, I'll be fine. It'll be okay. And he goes, are you sure? Because it was a little heavy. And I said, yes. But if I lose this game, I'm going to blame it on this battery pack. So then I lost the game. And Mitch was, you know, unmiking me. And I was like, Mitch, it was the battery pack. It wasn't the battery pack. It was the worst double Jeopardy round of my life. But, you know.
I didn't know about the podium. So that was a new thing.
Oh, yeah, that was cool.
Oh.
Yeah, the podium, like, it raises, except then you can't, like, leave because you're tethered in. And
True. I knew if I left, I was going to trip over something, because that's what I do.
That would have been good.
Yeah.
So did you see at the end of our credits, because you know how like we were so excited and we were talking like a bunch, and you know Trebek came over, and I didn't realize it at the time, but we completely excluded Charlie. I felt so bad. But like if you actually, yeah, and Charlie was great. Hi Charlie, if you're watching. But like if you watch the credits, like it's bad. Like my husband taped it and like kept panning over to like us and then back to Charlie. And I was like, I feel so bad. I should have included him better.
I know, right? I failed as a Southern woman. I should, yeah. Anyway, but yeah, the other people said I was being really rude to you, Natalie.
Well, oh yeah, they said that, which is like hilarious because that was the, you know, definitely not the case. Honestly, I was so glad that we were competing against one another because one, I knew you were a really strong player, so I wasn't nervous because I just figured it wasn't going to happen. And two, it was yeah, we just had a nice time. I had a really fun time with you.
Oh, I did too.
It was good.
I was super excited that you won, actually.
Oh, that was, yeah, it was, I was obviously very surprised. We got some good reaction gifts there.
Apparently. We have highlight reels. You should check YouTube. I mean, probably don't check YouTube, but check YouTube.
Oh, I'm gonna do that.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
Realized that we got paid for like the other appearance. So I was like, boop, 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 boop. And then Maggie was like, no, you still get $2,000. I was like, oh, okay. So that worked out.
Yeah, no, if I had to do it differently, I would have well, and that was part of the reason I also bet zero. Like part of it I didn't want to get third place, and part of it was like, you know, I spent a little chunk of change on this trip, so I could probably deal with getting $2,000 versus $1,000 because after taxes, that $1,000 doesn't go very far.
No, it sure doesn't. This way you broke even.
No. Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, so any other questions?
I don't have any.
Oh.
Awesome.
Well,
You were going to say something? Yeah, go ahead.
if you're going to come into Seattle at some point.
Oh, who are you asking? Me?
Yeah, sorry.
I don't have plans to come into Seattle, but I do quite a bit because one of my best friends lives in West Seattle.
Oh, cool.
And yeah, you better. I will let you know. I'll send you a message next time I come in. But I should. We're kind of busy right now. We have Anthony has a meet like that he's hosting.
He's a trainer, right?
Well, that's a point of contention. He's actually an Olympic weightlifting coach, and he owns a gym in Portland. And he got really annoyed with me that I said personal trainer. So sorry, we're clearing that all up, but it's not the same thing apparently. But yeah, no, he's hosting a meet in February. I think it's February. I don't remember when it is. And then he has a lifter going to junior nationals in Spokane in February for sure. And then I need a vacation. So I think I'm going to go. I really want to go to Kauai soon. So we'll see how that works.
That sounds great.
But yeah, I'm going to Palm Springs in March. You should come to Palm Springs. It's going with a bunch of friends.
Oh, if I
do
get my
it.
Then.
Yeah, do it.
We'll see what happens. That sounds great, though.
Yeah.
What about you, Anthony? You gonna go on a vacation at some point?
I certainly hope to. It's 6 degrees where I am here today. And that is Fahrenheit, not Celsius, too. It's been really, really cold the past week, and I am certainly looking at vacations.
Yes.
I
hear it's warm in California.
Well, warmer than there. It actually gets pretty chilly in LA in the winter. I mean, it's just nice to see sun because we don't get a lot of that around these parts.
No, you really don't.
I have friends in San Francisco, and it's at least in the mid-60s there today. So,
yeah. But the Bay Area is kind of interesting with the way their climate works. But yeah, cool stuff. Well, Donna, what are you doing now? What's next?
Well, now I can go back to my mini embroidery project, so I'm kind of excited about that.
Ooh.
Awesome.
Yeah. You're going on vacation. That's important.
Oh, I'm gonna do. I signed up for a half Ironman.
Oh my!
In October. Yeah, and I don't really know how to swim, and I'm afraid to ride a bike on a road. So it's gonna go well for me, I think, and it'll be great.
Yeah, I mean, how
hard can it be? I mean, you're wearing a wetsuit. You're buoyant. It'll be fine. I won't drown. The Bay Area thing made me think of it though, because I was gonna sign up for the Escape from Alcatraz triathlon. I was like, this will be a good starter one because it's short. And then I told someone, and they were like, you might want to research that a little. And I look at people like competitive athletes drown and stuff, trying to swim. And I was like, maybe this wouldn't be a good first open water swim for me.
Nope. Research.
Yes, research is important.
Yeah.
So, on that note, I'd like to thank the both of you for joining me on hashtag Jeopardy Live panel this evening.
Thank you. It was fun.
Yeah. It was nice to see you again, Natalie.
It was good seeing you too.
Ooh.
And we'll be back to our normal Monday episodes now that the holidays are ending. I'll be on next Monday night at 9:15 p.m. Eastern. That'll be January the 8th. So for Donna and Natalie, I am Andy Saunders. Thank you so much for joining us on hashtag Jeopardy Live panel this evening. Once again, see you next week. Have a great night.